All we do is hide away.
It was the best Oh Wonder show we've ever played, and we're not just saying that. Like
We don't say that every show.
No, you could like feel the energy. Like everybody in that room was so up for it. It was so cool.
So we've only been here once before, so I felt like everyone was so excited to see us.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was so good.
How much your second tour differs from the first one? In general, about your emotions, your feelings.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it's always amazing going to a place for the first time. Because you get to see what the local culture's like, you get to see what the people are like. But I think revisiting, it's also amazing because part of you feels like it's almost like a home kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more comforting, and in that way you can, I don't know, like perform a little more experimentally, I suppose. Like you can give more of yourself because it's not a first meeting. It's like, oh, you know me, we know you, we know this country, we know this city, we've been here, we understand, we've eaten this food before, we've spoken this language before, whatever it is. So I feel like you can be a bit more honest.
I think we got on stage yesterday and said "dobre večer," and the whole crowd were like woo, and we felt more comfortable than the first time.
The first time you're like Russian.
Okay. Are there some differences between European, American, and Russian audiences?
Yes.
Yeah, I think wherever you go in the world, you experience different people and cultures. I think even within America, each state is so different. It's bizarre. As soon as you cross the border of one state, the crowd is so different.
Yeah, I would say generally the most excitable crowds for us so far have been Russians. The most excited, energetic, passionate.
Yeah.
And caring fans, I think, because we received last night lots of letters, lots of signs people had made, like the Russian flag with our name on, and they made all these like colourful balloons with lights in that they held up. So they really like cared about what they were bringing to the show as much as what we were bringing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then I would say Americans are like up for it.
Asia's pretty crazy.
Europeans are so dull. They're so boring, and they just stand there and
they like to listen.
Yeah, they're very
tell
attentive.
they're enjoying it.
But which is a different type of show to play. It's cool because you're like, then you're more actually focused on the music rather than like the performance, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Russia was.
Oh, so good. We were just like jumping around.
Yeah,
it felt like a party. It was so good.
Guys, almost every day new concept, new city. Yeah. How do you manage such a strong schedule? How do you feel your strength?
It's tough to be on the road so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you just have to draw the positives out of it, which is you get to see corners of the earth that you'd never see if you weren't travelling in a band.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's been to as many cities as we have, which is like the most insane privilege. Like people spend their whole lives saving their money so they can go and visit somewhere else other than their hometown. That's what humans do. Like we explore, we're curious, we're travellers, and we get to do that for our jobs. Like that's unbelievable. It's such a privilege.
But you have to make sure you make an effort. Make an effort to go out and see it. So this morning we walked the streets of St. Petersburg. As soon as we came into the city on the train, we went and found a good coffee place.
Yeah, and last time we went to the Hermitage Museum and we went out for the Russian food and we,
Tomorrow I'm going to go to a Russian bathhouse. So
we'll see.
We like to experience, definitely.
Yeah. Great that you have time for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Guys, you sing mostly together, in a unison. Feels like you are complementing each other. But in a daily life, when you are not on the stage, who is the leader? You as a couple, right? Yeah?
No, we're not a couple.
Really?
No, we're just professional working couple.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Who's the leader?
Who's the leader?
It depends on what the scenario is. On all like I don't know, like building the live show, Anthony's the leader.
Yeah.
On things like social media
Business
and like
side.
emails and like
fun stuff.
Speaking to our fans and taking photographs and little videos, that's me.
Yeah.
And then we come together on like deciding where we tour and like who our crew are and who our band are, and in rehearsals like all the music is like collaborative. That's so collaborative. We write equally, we record equally.
Yeah, we have different strengths within everything, so it's kind of we just bounce off each other, but we trust each other implicitly to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, it was really interesting. I really thought that you're a couple.
Yeah,
Yes.
people do.
People do.
Your fans often say, if the day was completely shitty, it's enough to listen song of Oh Wonder and the things get better.
Aw.
And yeah, they really do.
That's nice.
And what makes you feel better if the day was completely shitty?
I guess for us being on tour a lot, it's you experience the extremes in life. We have extreme loneliness and extreme happiness as well being on stage. So for me, when I'm feeling lonely, I just talk to my family and I make sure I touch base at home.
Yeah, I always call my mum if I feel rubbish. I'm like, Mum, I feel rubbish, and she's like, it's okay, it's cool.
Okay.
I can't do anything, but
it's hard being away from family and friends, but they make us feel better even when we're away.
And they're always there whenever you call. I've like called my mum at like 4 a.m. in the middle of the night and woken her up. She's like, how are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, I just need a chat. She's like, cool, I'm up. It's really cool. So yeah, we're lucky to have great families and friends, for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me about songwriting process. How do the music and lyrics appear? Where do they come from?
They come from literally just us sat at a piano. It's a very simple process, right? The start of the process. Josephine sits at the piano, I sit on the stool next to her, and we just kind of make noises.
Not like this. We don't make noises like this.
We sit at the piano, Josephine comes up with some chords, and then we'll both start singing some ideas over the top, and if there's something that she sings that I like, I'll say, okay, let's develop that idea. And before we know it, we've got a melody for a verse or a chorus, and then sing random lyrics, and that becomes kind of the start of the song, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One lyric can, like, there's a song like Heavy on our second album, which we can get heavy on it all. We just started singing that. We're like, oh, let's use the word heavy, let's develop that as an idea.
It appears from nowhere, literally nowhere, and you're like, how has my brain thought of this word or this note?
Yeah.
So cool. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you wrote 6 songs from the album in New York City.
Yep.
Right? Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, all the first album was made in London. Yeah.
Yep.
So did the city affect on the songwriting process?
Yeah.
Massively. I think the first album, because we wrote it in London, we were very comfortable. We weren't touring. You're still living at home for some of it, and we were recording a lot of it at Josephine's parents' house. So it was very much like within our comfort zone massively. So we were writing very kind of cozy songs, weren't we, really? I think. We weren't thinking outside the box, as it were. We were just, I don't know, how did it feel at the time?
It was very
simple.
natural, very, very not conscious. Whereas I think in New York, because you're out of your comfort zone, you're not home, you're far away from everything and everyone that you know and love. You're like detached from your normal reality. So I guess you have to be a lot more conscious with your writing. I suppose,
absolutely.
If that makes sense. It was cool though. It was so good.
Yeah, New York has a totally different energy to London. They're very similar cities, but New York.
Similar?
Yeah.
I think in their they're crazy cities. They're huge to travel around. You can't see them all in a weekend. Some cities, I think, we travel to cities around Europe, and you can get a good feel within a weekend. You can't do London in a month, let alone a weekend. Or New York. But New York's a lot crazier, and the people are crazier. So I think they inspired a lot of what's on the album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which city will you choose for the third one?
If I had it my way, I think I'd do a combination of different cities. So I'd like to write. We're going to LA for a month next year in January. So we're going to do a bit of writing there.
Yeah.
We'll write at home in London. I'd like to go back to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam's amazing.
We love Amsterdam. So maybe do like a few like weekends here and there, just writing some songs. We always find like Airbnbs with pianos in them, so we can just sit and play the piano and go and explore a city. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to feel at home whilst you're writing. So we never write in studios or anything. It just feels a bit weird to us.
Yeah.
How could you define your style and music?
I would say we write honest, real, human, gentle pop songs. and I would say it's comforting and optimistic and hopeful music.
Yeah, people find a lot of hope in our music, which is amazing. Like we meet fans and they say that like our songs have helped change their lives or helped them in a very hard situation. So that's an amazing reward for us, definitely.
Okay, we should change styles on Wikipedia, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, is this the support band?
Yes.
Okay,
Very
can you
loud.
tell me about your session musicians? Yeah?
Yes.
How did you pick them up? How did you find them?
So we have a drummer called George Lindsay and a bass player called Eve Fernandez. George I've been playing with for 13 years before Oh Wonder, so it was very natural that I'd ask him to play on Ultralife the album and tour with us as well. He's an amazing drummer. I've played with a few, but he is by far the greatest. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He gives drums like a soul. It's quite mesmerizing, really.
Yeah. And then Eve Fernandez is our bassist, and I've been playing with him for maybe 5 years. He was recommended to me through a friend when I was a solo artist, and he played like all my solo shows with me. When we were literally playing like rubbish gigs in the UK, he would still be there. He'd be like, "Yeah, I love your music. I'll play for you, whatever."
He's a very loyal guy.
He's like, "You don't have to pay me. It's cool. I'm just here." So then when Oh Wonder started, I was like, "You're the most incredible bassist," and he's such a nice guy. So we were like, we have to have Eve with us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Now
He's
we
a
get
very
to tour with
wise
them.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Let's talk about your pre-concert rituals.
Yes.
I know that you kiss Josephine in
Yeah,
the top of
on the head.
Yeah.
So cute, really. And now it's your second tour. Did some new rituals appear? Not yet?
Not yet. We started. There was one point, I think, a month in, we started drinking whiskey, and then we found out that was not the best
We'd
idea.
always have like a shot of whiskey. Last night before the show, we had a shot of vodka, obviously, when in Russia.
It loosens you up a little bit for the first song.
Yeah, and it's good for your throat. But we're very much the same, really. We still like are quite strict with ourselves. Like we don't drink and we don't like eat dairy or think spicy foods and
Or
stuff
bad food.
before we go on, and we try and sleep well. We're just like very healthy, conscious.
Yeah, we know that if our body's not feeling great, we won't have a great show. So we have to fight to have a good body.
I think what we do more now is like the 2 hours before the show, we just get into the vibe, and you kind of have to mentally be like, there are thousands of people that have bought a ticket to see us perform. We've got to be
as good
amazing,
as we can.
yeah.
Are you interested in some projects not connected with the music? Or maybe you have an office to play in a movie, or maybe to write a book, or to voice over some cartoon, maybe?
Yeah, we have different hobbies outside of music, don't we?
Yeah. You have plans to start a coffee shop.
Yes, I very much enjoy coffee. So I've basically been traveling the world for 2 years, admiring a lot of places and judging a lot of places
On their coffee.
on their coffee. So I'd like to one day start a coffee shop, taking all the knowledge that I've gained through the years. What about you?
I don't know what I would do other than music.
It's hard, isn't it?
Haven't worked it out yet. There's got to be something. I'm waiting for inspiration to hit. But I always wanted to be like a TV presenter.
She was once a TV presenter.
But I've always wanted to like
Do it again.
do it again. Yeah.
You have a good voice for that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So, which of new acquaintances feel more exciting for you now when you guys came fabulous?
Yeah.
I freaked out the other day. We were at a party in New York, and Sarah Jessica Parker there was from Sex and the City, and I grew up watching Sex and the City. I think everybody did. And when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, it's Sarah Jessica Parker. And I've always said to myself, having been on the other end of people coming up to you and saying, oh my gosh, you're Josephine from Oh Wonder, I love your music. That's amazing, but it's very, what's the word? It's very surface conversation. Like, it's a one-way conversation, because it's basically people saying, I love what you do, and I don't know anything about them, and it's very like, okay, thank you. So I always said to myself, if ever I met somebody that I admired, I wouldn't just be like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I'd ask them, have a conversation. I saw Sarah Jessica Parker, and this came out, and I was just like, oh my God, I love you. I love Sex and the City. Can I have a photo? And I was like, damn it, why did I say that?
You turned into a fangirl.
I know. Oh well.
But it's okay. What
Yeah.
about you, Anthony?
Recently I met one of my all-time heroes, a guy called Jimmy from Jimmy World, Jim Adkins. So one of my favorite bands. He's a great songwriter. So yeah, it was really cool meeting him.
You were cool with him though. You were like, hey dude, you've really inspired me, and he was like, cool, and that was it.
Yeah, simple.
It was just
Great conversation, especially.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always nice to be told if you inspire someone. So I thought, it's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've heard somewhere that you always like to try some local food while traveling. Did you try something special in Russia?
Yes.
Yeah, what were they called?
We've had loads of things. We had the
Not pierogies.
No, that's Polish. They're like how do you describe them?
They have like
Doughy
sauerkraut in the
pastry
middle.
with like cabbage or like egg or salmon. They're like
Pockets kind of
yeah,
thing.
of like pastry with filling.
Uh-huh.
Russian
With them
bread.
in-
What is?
Pierogi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
pierogi.
What are they called?
Pirashki.
Pireshki.
Pierogi.
Are they like really normal for you? So we
Yeah,
ate
they're
lots
really
of them.
tasty.
We had like lots of Russian salad today.
And obviously the vodka.
Oh, and vodka.
Very delicious.
It tastes
over
different here.
Yeah,
It's better.
Proper vodka.
Does not have any taste or smell.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
In England,
It's awful.
it's horrible. It tastes like
Awful.
toilet cleaner. It's not good.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. I also loved the book of Hanya Nagihara, A Little Life. I know
Oh,
you read it.
yes.
Yeah, I love this book. So,
So good.
which books became your favorites in this year? What are you reading now, guys?
Oh, I'm reading so many things. I'm reading a great book. I can't remember the author,
It's okay.
but it's called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, which it's a black author from Britain. This lady, she's written a book about her understanding of white privilege and what it means to be black in Britain specifically. And I've never read anything like that, and it's just opening my mind. It's so interesting. And I'm a big fan of Naomi Klein, who is a fantastic writer. I'm reading her book No Is Not Enough at the moment, which is talking about she's like a big climate change advocate.
Yeah.
And the importance of talking about climate change and believing in climate change. And she's talking about how even though we have leaders around the world now that are saying that denying climate change, she says that we as humans, as like the population of the earth, are invested with power. Like as a group of people on the planet, we can change, we can affect change, and we shouldn't let rules and regulations and laws diminish our hopes for the planet. It's anyway really inspiring stuff.
Yeah.
So climate change and racism is what I'm reading about. Yeah.
What do you feel about books?
I read books. At the moment I'm reading books about
Coffee shops.
The business side of how to start coffee shops. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
The first thing you're gonna do when your tour is over.
We are gonna drive back to our families and chill.
I'm
We've been
gonna
on
do
tour
so
for
much stuff.
3 months. I'm gonna get up, make breakfast.
I'm gonna
and
make
then-
eggs. I'm gonna make bread. We haven't cooked in 3 months.
Nope.
I'm gonna make food. I'm gonna go and buy like some bread. I haven't been food shopping. I haven't done like normal things. Make myself a cup of tea, and then I'm just gonna hang out with my mates.
Just enjoy
and
the simple
eat.
things in life.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
we're excited.